Welcome back to Lucore Automotive Services. Today we're doing a little more with our Capris, and we're going to start taking this one apart. This is a 76 Capri. They were pretty much known as the Ford Capri in Europe. They're referred to as a Mercury Capri in the States because they were sold by Mercury dealerships, even though there is nothing on the car that says Mercury. But that's who they chose to sell them through, so they didn't compete with their Escort, as I recall. So keep learning new stuff about these cars. Every time I do a little more research, I learn a little bit more. This is a 76, which is a Mark II Capri. It is basically shares nothing with the Mark I, but the engine and transmission in this are what we're interested in. So we're gonna pull this thing into the garage. We're gonna pull the engine and tranny out, tear the engine down, see if it's got some parts we can use, and then we'll probably sell what's left of this Mercury Capri. So if you're near the Ohio area and you're looking for a Capri shell, this one needs floors and a lot of underpinning work, but it is a complete car. So we're gonna get the engine and trans out right after we get it into the shop. I think it's got 2 flat tires, so we're gonna put something on it that holds air and get it inside. This is the kind of stuff you like to see. Stick around. We're gonna get to work.
Well, shoot. I was hoping to have a good drive shaft out of it. That's all right.
Got some drive shaft bolts.
Got some drive shaft bolts, some flanges.
She's pretty rough. She's had a rough life. Luckily for me, I'm only interested in the engine and trans, so that's a good thing. It's got a brand new water pump on it. Of course, it's stuck. Oh well.
Are we bagging and tagging?
Nah.
No.
Grab a bin and throw them all in it. Here we go. We'll let you guys watch Derek struggle. for the next 3 hours. It's 3 hours of my life I'll never get back. Power steering. Alright, I'll do this guy. That shifter should pull out of the top now. Here, let me see. Ooh, I might need a tetanus shot after that one. Alright, shifter's loose. This car is pretty close to heaven. It's a good organ donor though. Or maybe it's a waste of time. I'll know here shortly. It's pretty bad. I'm sure he was just happy to have somebody taken off of his property. It's the first one of these I've gotten without a Fram oil filter on it. This one's got a Pennzoil filter on it. Look at that. It's exciting. Got it! Oh, you don't have that out yet? Hey! Come on, the TV shows are out and on the floor in like 3 minutes.
All right, because they never have to look for a socket. Ta-da!
Just want to point out that this is the bed. I took the engine out of the ambassador end. If you want to drop it on the floor like I did.
I don't recommend that.
Oh wait, 2 of the bolts in the cradle are broken. Oh! It's coming out right now! It's just a little guy. All right, we'll see if that fits now. So, after drilling out the holes, plate fits now, but still got a final couple things we need to take off. Now we should be able to fit that guy on there just like that. Alright, so we got the engine secured. We had a ratchet strap underneath just to hold it off try to hold it off the firewall. So after all of that is done, somebody's been in here before. Pretty much disconnected everything that we may need to disconnect. So pop the motor mounts out, we'll be coming out. Keep an eye out for anything that might still be bolted on or connected as we come out, but not seeing anything right now, so we should be good to go. a boy.
I'll go ahead and pull the clutch off. Oh, it's not even bolted on. Weird. Like that bolt's loose, which means somebody probably cross-threaded it. They didn't put it in right. But yeah, it's got a weird.
Yeah, it's got a weird pattern.
It's got a weird something going on.
Nope, it was just loose.
That's weird, because it was in a running car.
Running. It's got a newer clutch in it. At least the material. Hey, folks.
Lucore Automotive, this is Rich. How may I help you?
Don't breathe. Alright, about that way.
Yeah, mule! Yeah! It's gonna break.
Hey, some of us are trying to work in here. Rah! Did that high pressure pump show up for the Dodge yet?
No, still hasn't shown up.
Okay.
Him calling 10 times a day doesn't make
It makes it go faster.
doesn't make it get done any faster. In fact, it keeps us from doing the work that we're trying to do because you're distracting us from doing our jobs. Oh, that's not great. Weird.
She's a beaut, Clark.
That's not much better.
What happened in the middle of this?
Well, there was probably water getting in it through there. On this one, it's kind of awkward. I mean, there was water getting into it, but it's not like the inside's rusted out, so I don't know where all that came from. It's probably just dirt and whatnot.
That's nice.
Whatever.
That one's looking in worse condition.
It's not looking great, but we'll see.
Might be able to save at least bottom end and the head.
Well, if I can use the heads, then that gets me ahead because we're doing all new valves anyway, so.
Right.
Because the other head already has hardened seats in it, and the valves we're trying to use are bigger than the hardened seats, so we would have to redo a full head job on those other heads to make those valves work. So we're going to leave those heads alone because they're fine just the way they are. Hopefully these heads don't have inserts in them so we can make them the way we want them.
Put them on supercharger mode.
Well,
Put the other heads on supercharger mode. Supercharger mode.
Yeah, those. If we're pushing the air into it, we don't need the bigger valves.
Well, the springs are tight, so that's good.
See it.
Don't have anything rattling around underneath there. Seemed like it's a virgin block as well, never been opened.
Oh, the valves are stuck.
Yeah. a very technical way of testing that. There's the right way, the wrong way, and the way we're gonna do it.
They're already worn out.
That's why you're nuts.
This is where it starts to smell.
Yes.
This is where you really get to experience the odor and the oriference.
It's actually full in oil though.
Was it?
Yep, I checked it.
Did you drain it?
I did not.
Oh, fail.
Hey, you took it away from me. I was having fun and you took my toy away.
Well, you know.
You wanted to have fun.
It's all good. I wanted to have fun too.
It's alright. It's almost like there's another one right there.
Yeah, it's almost exactly like there's an identical twin to it right there.
Hey, we turned off the radio, so I won't get another copyright strike.
Right? Didn't even think about that, dummy.
What's that?
There's a stud that goes all the way through the intake. I gotta get the intake off to get the head out the side. Durr. Don't try it at home. Oh. Sparkulator.
Is there a sparkle?
Alright, that's out of the way now. Oh boy. That's not great. Ooh.
Not supposed to look as bad on the outside as it does on the inside.
Yeah, it had water sitting in that hole for a long time. Yeah, salvageable. I'm giving them a mic, have them check them out. I would say the rest of this is going to go into the scrap bin.
Really?
I have no need for any of it.
We don't need the block.
I have one there, I have one at the machine shop. I'm not going to build 3. I might build 2, but I'm not going to build 3.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably still salvageable
We'll pull these
stuff.
brackets off. These brackets have to be unobtainium.
Yeah.
I gotta believe somebody wants those because that's a power steering bracket, and then that's year specific for 76 through 78, I think.
Yeah, and that's the cable clutch.
Oh, clutch cable goes right through there. Yeah.
I was like, what the heck? That's a new one.
That is completely different than what's on the other one. Ew, gross. I think there's more water than oil in there. Yeah, timing gear failure. So that's just a counterweight, no big deal. It's pinned in place. So good to know. Nice. Well, this crank's not too bad, but it's a little bit crusty from the water sitting in there. So it'll need turned. Especially if I throw it on the ground. my bearing materials off it. All the bearing surfaces look good. So we'll clean it up, hit it with the polisher, just check it. We got my front cover, the Mark II motor mounts. I did come to the realization that the cylinder heads on this engine that we tore down have EGR ports. So I will probably pull the heads off the other engine that we have, because those are non-smog heads. They don't have the EGR ports, which will work better for what we're trying to do. So I'll probably tear that motor down next. But we'll get all this stuff cleaned up, and then we'll probably paint all the parts after they're thoroughly cleaned and degreased. We'll paint them, that way we can, when our block comes back, we can just assemble it. Cooking it in a caustic bath. So as it turns out, I have a set of heads over at the machine shop. They were already reconditioned. They're in really good shape. They have factory valves, factory springs in them. We want to upgrade our valves to the bigger diameter 2.9 valves, and they're lighter. They have less of a, they're more of a flat backed valve instead of, there's less material in them. So all around they'll be able to rev faster. So that's really the direction we want to go. But those heads have hardened seats that have been put in them, and these valves are too big to use with those hardened seats. So we decided it's best to just leave those heads alone as they are. We will basically just have them reassembled, and we'll just change the valve springs out on them when it comes time that we find a block to put them on. The pair of heads I just pulled off of this engine because it's a 76 engine, and it appears to be the original heads to that car. It has EGR ports in the heads, and I don't really want EGR emissions smog heads on this build, so we'll pull apart this other engine that we have here that we picked up at the same time we picked up the first engine that we took apart. We'll tear it down, we'll pull the heads off of it because it does have the correct pre-smog non-EGR heads, and we will probably put the big valves into those heads. That should work out really well. So it's time to tear down our third engine for this Capri and see what kind of good parts we can pull out of that. I am glad I pulled down this engine out of this 76. It did have an aluminum timing gear on it. Front cover, a whole bunch of little bits that I need for the first engine I tore down because those parts were not on that engine. So it's given us a bunch of little bits and pieces and nuts and bolts and everything to put the engine together. So that's good. With that being said, thank you for watching. Click like, subscribe, leave us a comment below. Tell us what you think about our engine. This is 2 for 2 on the engines for the rod orientation. So all the rod squirters are the same direction, and all the stampings are on the same side. So it does appear that that is the natural way these are assembled. I haven't figured out an answer as to why they're all aimed the same direction. I don't know, you'd think they would be symmetric. But hey, whatever, there's a reason for it. It's probably has something to do with windage in the crankcase, that as it's sprayed up, it's thrown into the other side. I don't know. That's probably what I'm going to go with. At any rate, you guys have a great day. We'll see you later. Be safe out there.